Hey friends, Dave here with Transfer Express, and today we are talking about how you could start your own t-shirt business. Today, I'm talking in 2023. Now, if you've been thinking about spinning up a side hustle, or maybe you've been eyeing up the t-shirt game for a little while, well, this video is perfect for you. We're going to be covering the fastest and easiest ways that you could start printing and selling t-shirts. Now, we're going to dive into the pros and cons, the equipment you might need, and some business basics. Now, lucky for you, we actually have a ton of helpful content right here on demand on our Transfer Express YouTube channel. So subscribe. In addition to our entire catalog, we're also releasing new helpful videos every single week. But if you're ready to jump in, let's get started. If you are new to Transfer Express, we are the world's largest supplier of custom screen printed and digital heat transfers, heat presses, free customizable designs, wholesale apparel, and expert advice to help grow your t-shirt business. If you haven't already, subscribe. We're kicking out new videos like this one every single week. Now, starting a t-shirt business could be a great opportunity to turn your creativity into a rewarding and profitable business. Now, over the past 13 years, I've been in the apparel decorating industry. I've heard so many success stories of businesses being built from basements, garages, spare bedrooms, or even vans. So before you begin, it's important to research the best method for you to go. Now, no worries if you have to pivot down the road to find your own success. You totally can. You know, WD-40 is named what it is because it was the 40th attempt at getting it right. So I'm gonna be here in your corner, ready to help at any step along your journey. But enough pep talk here. Let's talk the pros and the cons and some different ways that you could start your t-shirt business. Now, first up, you may have guessed, is heat printing. One of the most popular techniques for printing on t-shirts is with a heat press, like my autoclam right here. Now, using this method, we could easily use heat transfers to apply a design to a t-shirt, or pretty much anything. And this is great because you don't need any huge bulky machines that are gonna take up the entire garage to get started. Just this. No supplies to stock on hand like inks, emulsions, or screens, or even printers, and there's no huge learning curves to the process. There is a minimal learning curve, but just a couple videos and maybe an hour on YouTube, you'll be printing like a pro. Now, the advantages of heat printing include the ability to produce high quality prints with a wide range of colors and materials, like screen printed heat transfers that we have here, or digital prints like direct to film, sublimation, or even heat transfer vinyl that you could cut at home with a craft cutter like a Cricut or Silhouette. Now, all of these heat transfers you could actually purchase on demand when needed. That's going to reduce the learning curve of software, those printers, or even those cutters if you're learning that as a new kind of tool for your business. You get the idea, right? So, of course, the only real disadvantages of heat printing include the cost of equipment. You're going to have to buy one to have in your home. And now, while a heat press is the majority of your investment into startup costs, there are several ways that you could actually skirt that upfront investment. Of course, you could get a budget heat press, but I'm not going to recommend that because you're likely going to outgrow it very quick, and I've heard those horror stories of it breaking on you at the absolute worst time when you need it the most. And usually that's like right when it's go time for the biggest order that you've ever got and you're really trying to impress a client. So just avoid those really, really low-end heat presses. But there is no need to fear if you are on a super shoestring budget. If you're just starting out, check your local library, community college, or even local school district for those public use maker spaces. You will most likely find a heat press that you could use for free right there. Now, if you do have a little bit of money to invest in yourself and your business, I would recommend picking up a Hotronix heat press, just like this one, this autoclam that I have right behind me. Now, not only are they rock solid commercial grade machines that fit into anywhere, I mean, you could put this in a spare bedroom or even a closet, but they've got industry leading warranties and they're made right here in the USA with service that you could count on. But I'm gonna stop on heat presses here and not go in depth because there's plenty of other videos out there for that. We're talking about getting started right here, right now, right? So heat printing allows you to easily decorate a wide variety of apparel and accessories like tote bags or backpacks, hoodies, sweatshirts, and more, like cotton t-shirts, polos, polyester, performance wear, 50/50 hoodies. The sky is kind of the limit for what fabrics or styles that you could actually decorate. Now, this means expanded capabilities that can make attracting new customers for your brand new business a lot easier. Imagine being able to offer t-shirts and koozies and tote bags right out of the gate. Now, this is perfect too for on-demand fulfillment of bulk orders or to fulfill orders for your online store. You'll only print them when you need them, reducing that risk and liability for your business. Heat printing is just an incredible tool for building profit for your business. You are in control of your production and what transfer type you're using, and you could run your own profitability calculations like we did in detail in this video that we'll link here or in the description below, or you could just simplify all your pricing and just double your cost to set your sale price. So say if our blank t-shirt is $6, the transfer cost is $2, that's $8 total in cost. And we're gonna double that and sell the t-shirt for no less than $16, right? Making $8 on every item you sell. That's profitability. Of course, to meet the market price on platforms like Etsy, $16 for a t-shirt is a steal. So you could charge $20 or more for that same t-shirt, making $12 plus on every shirt you sell. That's pretty cool, right? And pretty profitable. Now, let's chat about another option for starting your t-shirt business, and that is online print-on-demand services. These services allow you to upload your designs, and then they will print and ship your t-shirts to your customers. That's great for not having to do anything past the setup, sure. You'll have to get them your artwork files, set up your online store, and pick what colorways or shirts that you're going to be printing on. But there's no printing yourself, no equipment to buy, or inventory management, or ordering, or blank apparel, nothing like that. But that comes with a hefty trade-off, and that is the profit margins. Where with heat printing, you're making $8 to $12 like we talked about, or more on every shirt that you sell. Using a print-on-demand service, you are handing over a majority of your profits to the company that you choose to actually print and ship your shirts. So instead of that $8 to $12, maybe you're making $2 on every shirt instead. And that could be kind of really hard to build profit in your business and get off the ground when maybe you're not selling high volume right away, right? And all of this is included with quality that's kind of outside of your control. You're not printing it yourself. So that might not be a great strategy for building your brand reputation or getting repeat business when you're just trying to get your business off the ground. Now, next up to mention, many online print-on-demand services use DTG printing or direct-to-garment. Now, these print methods limit you to essentially 100% cotton t-shirts, maybe with some limited styles of hoodies or crewneck sweatshirts in there too. But there's definitely no performance wear, a really limited selection of polos, or any additional products that you could add into your catalog for more profit. And you're gonna have to be okay with that limited product line compared to the wide world of blanks available elsewhere, say if you were using a heat press to decorate your apparel. Now, these printing services only really work well for established brands, businesses, or events with huge existing audiences where there is a need for merch and you know it's going to sell. But they're not necessarily banking on the profit from that merch to keep them afloat, like you're probably aiming to do with your t-shirt business, or even a side hustle to make that extra money in. Instead of selling 100 t-shirts, you're gonna need to sell thousands to make that same amount of money. Now, you may have even seen videos out there telling you to not buy anything and just go to a local print shop and buy in bulk for the maximum profit margins that are possible. And now that is true, okay? I'm not lying here. The maximum profit margins are in purchasing large quantities up front, but it is a real risky move just getting started. Investing hundreds of thousands of dollars into printed shirts right off the bat is not only expensive, but But if those styles don't sell, you're never going to be able to recoup your hefty initial investment, losing you money. Now, it may be a color of a t-shirt that someone just doesn't like, or the design just isn't popular. Now, all of those shirts are a liability for you and your brand. So be absolutely certain that you can move the volume that you're buying if you choose to go this route. And that maximum profitability doesn't really matter when you're actually not selling shirts, right? Now, from my time spent with a band, this is the route that we went. We bought a whole bunch of stuff up front and we brought boxes of printed t-shirts with us to our shows. Now, we did sell a ton of shirts, right? Being the #1 source of revenue for the band, but, well, we haven't played a show now in about 4 years, and I still have boxes and boxes of unsold printed t-shirts sitting in my garage. All money that could have been spent elsewhere. Or, if we had printed using a heat press, at least some of those blanks that weren't printed on yet before the shows could be used somewhere else down the line. But again, we did have a built-in audience already that we knew people were going to be at shows and we knew they were going to be buying merch. And while merch was the largest source of cash coming in for the band, we did have other avenues of making money and keeping the van gassed up for the next show. So I hope you have a better understanding of some different ways that you could get into the t-shirt printing business here in 2023. For your brand, or even if you want to be a custom decorator and sell printing services to other people in your community or online. Now, of course, if you're still watching, you may be thinking, this dude didn't talk about screen printing yourself at home, right? And that's totally true. But it's because of the learning curve and the supplies that you need up front. I recommend getting your brand off the ground with one of these other methods before you go that route. Now, another story time. I jumped feet first into screen printing on my kitchen table way back in the day, right? And it took me 3 weeks of frustration and hundreds of dollars before I had one quality printed t-shirt that I felt was good enough to sell. Not exactly how starting a business should go, right? And to make it worth the setup, you're going to need to print decent sized runs, like 24 pieces and up, to justify burning those screens and even getting the press registered and ready to go. You're going to find too, all over the internet, anybody you ask or in real life, anyone who screen prints themselves really does it for the love of the art of screen printing. I still love it deep down, but for efficient, high profit apparel printing for any quantity, I turn to my heat press now these days. Do you think we missed something here? Maybe you want to share your own success story or just your own journey? Let us know down in the comments section below. We love keeping the conversation going. But as always, be sure you're subscribed to the Transfer Express YouTube page right here. Stay up to date on all of the helpful t-shirt printing tips, tricks, inspiration, and education that we're shooting your way every single week. But until next time, I'm Dave. Happy pressing. Bye.